listening to a Cool Truth podcast production.
Retromania Pro Wrestling Podcast Network is a Moonsault Media production and is intended for private use only. For more information, contact retromaniapodcast@gmail.com.
All right, what's up? Cool Truth, baby. We are back, Retromania Wrestling Podcast Network, Cool Truth Podcast Productions. He returned last week. He's with us again. Murmurless, the one and only Wild Thing, the Professor, Mr. Whitehouse. My brother, how are you?
What? Oh, good evening. 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I'm glad, dude. I'm so glad you're back. And of course, with us, the one and only, the executive producer, the Hollywood writer himself, the one and only Billy for Trusone, Hollywood, Jeff Edwards, my brother.
What's up, brothers? How's it going?
How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Good to be here.
So I'm sitting here in the Northeast, and you're to the southwest-ish of me.
Yes.
And even down to the Virginia area, we have this smog from Canada.
Canada, yes. Fuck, man. What a week it's been.
Oh, what, dude? Does it ever end? Does it ever end
it
in
never
this
ends.
country? It never ends. So,
Damn Canadians can't take out a fire.
yeah. White House, are you seeing anything in your area yet?
It's funny. Yesterday was really bad. My son's lacrosse practice got canceled, and he's supposed to have a tournament in Virginia Beach this weekend. And, his coach has already emailed, like, listen, I already reached out to the director, and it's supposed to go on, but there's a few people that got their little undies in the knot.
I'm sure some parents.
So, but, I mean, they're not.
Listen,
it's on the water. I mean, we're on the water.
Yeah, you might be right. Hey, listen,
the
better
breeze
safe
is
than
gonna
sorry,
be
but.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a catch-22, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, are we that much safer breathing the air in our houses right now? Come on, like we all have these filtration systems or something. You know what I mean?
And I don't know about you guys, Edwards in PA or UAC up in Connecticut. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I got the Karens out with the freaking masks on.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Listen, they never stopped wearing them over here. They never even stopped wearing them since COVID.
Oh, man. Like, how is a mask going to fucking help you with this shit?
So, White House, I have a surprise for you. Okay. And to the listeners, I have a surprise for you. Our executive producer, Hollywood, was working the lines all day.
All day.
And he wanted to get us a expert on
boy, did I find one.
Things. And he found one. Hollywood, our guest, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Phony Fauci.
Oh, my fucking God.
Hey, guys, I'm here. Any questions about the fire, anything, I'm here.
Fauci.
Go ahead, AC.
Fauci, I just wanted to welcome you back to the show.
Oh, thank you.
Why are you fucking being nice to him?
White House, I'm here to do you guys a service. I'm the medical expert.
All right, White House, take over. Go ahead. You and Fauci, go at it.
You brainwashed these sheep, and now with all the smoke out there and everything, they're wearing masks. Doc, this is your fault.
No, White House, let me ask you a question. All right, did you get the COVID?
No.
Did I tell you to wear the mask and you wore the mask?
I did not wear the mask.
Yes, you did. That's number one. Did you get the murmur? Yes. Did I defeat the murmur for you? Yes.
You had nothing to do with the murmur, man. Doctor in Fairfax.
Fauci was in on the surgery. You didn't tell me that.
Shit.
I was on the team, White House. I know that doctor in Fairfax. Believe me.
That's why I lost feeling in my right arm. It was because of you.
White House, listen up. Very important.
That's
okay?
your fault.
You're gonna
White
throw
House.
pitches like Fauci now.
Very important what I'm about to say, White House. You're in Virginia, right?
Yeah.
You're heading to the beach maybe for the kids' lacrosse tournament.
I'm working. Andrew's taking them.
Andrew, okay. Even better because you're the head of the family. You know, you're going to be safe. You want your family to be safe, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm in the D.C. area. Sometimes I run up New York, New Jersey.
Yep.
You know, I'm right there. All I see is smoke, White House, right?
Yeah.
You got these fires. You got the post-apocalyptic videos from New York. Believe me, this is the real thing. Okay? That smoke there's an airstream. You see the airstream in Canada coming down through Pennsylvania. Connecticut's got its own problems. It's coming down, heading to the beach, heading to the lacrosse tournament.
Yeah.
He wants to go see lacrosse. Listen to me, very important.
Okay.
You got the kids. You got the wife.
Yeah.
You need the masks.
Oh my fucking God.
You need the masks, White House.
Burn the fucking masks.
You don't want the smoke in the lungs. You need the mask.
Fauci, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
At the risk of White House breaking my balls, because I welcome you to the show tonight. So take that.
Thank you very
account.
much. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah. So the CDC came out and said that the masks are no good for the smoke, and that if it's for kids, the N95s don't really work anyway. So how do you explain that when it comes to smoke and COVID?
With the smoke, all right, you got two different issues here, Andy. Number one,
you would think the smoke would be easier to block, no?
Well, you would think that if you were a layman and you weren't, you weren't a genius like me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what it is.
Right, yeah. So I gotta come on here.
I have a follow-up question, but go ahead.
I gotta come on here on the pro wrestling show to teach you guys about safety and breathing and N95s. Wear the mask. It's that
brainwash.
Wear the mask.
All right, Fauci, before we let you go, I got to ask you this.
That's good because I only have time for one more.
Yeah. I mean, we only...
Busy, man. Very busy.
Yeah, I know you are. You're not as busy as you should be, but that is a great segue to my question now. Are you surprised with this Republican Congress that supposedly was going to bring all these hearings and everything else, that you have not been called to Congress to answer for your shenanigans of the last 3 or 4 years?
Well, let me tell you about that. The shenanigans, they're not my shenanigans anymore. There's an ex-president that's got the shenanigans coming his way. All right.
Well, I know you always go to
it's
Trump.
Party time in the Fauci house. It's party.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know it's party time. But are you surprised they're not bringing you in and interrogating you? I know you want to always go back to Trump, but we'll move on from Trump for the second. We want to talk about you. Are you surprised that they haven't brought you in for questioning again?
No surprises here, Anthony. I am an innocent man.
Who'd you pay off, Doc?
Yeah, I mean, you sound like Trump, to be honest with you.
Who'd you pay off, Doc?
Innocent
I mean, I got to be honest. For everything all these Congress people said, Rand Paul's the only one to hold your feet to the fire.
Well, he tried but failed, as they all do.
Yeah.
Hey, Teflon Tony, they call him.
I guess so. Yeah.
You guys know, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
All right, guys, anything else? Because I got to run. They had Pelosi throw out the first pitch. It was a disaster. They need me back. They need me back. They need Tony's golden arm.
I guess for the next disaster, we'll call you back, Tony. Thanks. Honestly, thanks for coming on again. We appreciate it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, thanks. Anytime, guys.
We don't want to raise White House's blood pressure.
Okay.
We're actually thankful you weren't on his team, but
yeah, I'm very thankful.
White House, I'm always on your team.
Okay.
Pal. Always. Remember, wear the mask. Tell the wife, bring the mask. I gotta go, guys.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
All right.
Bye, Tony.
There he goes. There goes Fauci.
I feel like he's sharing the snow with the other Tony we know.
Yeah. Tony's and snow go together. Yep.
All right. So let's move on. It's nice to have guests, but
I mean, he's just trying to help out, I guess.
Right? Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Pushing his narratives or whatever, however you want to say it.
Hey, you want to know? You want to know what's hilarious? We have an easier time of getting him on our show than Congress does to actually interrogating him. Is that not amazing to everybody on this show right now?
Yep. Absolutely.
We can get Tony Fauci weekly, but they can't even have one hearing. They can't even have one hearing with Tony Fauci. It's amazing. I mean, I guess if we tried, we could probably get more corrupt, famous DC bureaucrat cocksuckers on. Anyway.
Maybe. Depends on how they sound when they speak and what we can do with that. But yeah, maybe.
Hey, who knows? Maybe Fauci's friends with Uno, and Uno is behind the scenes helping us get Fauci on the show. Who knows?
Uno's producing this show. Not us. Uno.
All right. So I'll leave it up to you guys. Do we want to do a little WWE, or do we want to go right to the AEW?
White House, what are you feeling?
I mean, we could start with all
right.
AEW. Let's go there.
AEW?
All right. So we'll start negative and go positive. What you're telling me?
Yeah.
I guess. All right. So we'll start with AEW. Well, I guess it's AEW New Japan in a sense because
that's kind of why. Yeah. I mean,
the Dominion results have an effect on some of the booking for AEW. Some of the booking for Dynamite. I mean, obviously, Dominion, you had Will Ospreay defeated Lance Archer.
That match was really good.
Yeah. Shorter than I expected, but good. He became the number one contender for Kenny Omega's IWGP United States Championship. So we'll get the rematch between the two at Forbidden Door 2.0 here. And then on Dominion, we had a video call out from Bryan Danielson calling out Kazuchika Okada. White House, you're as big a New Japan guy as any of us. Your thoughts?
I like the way they did it. For those who haven't been really watching New Japan right now, New Japan is kind of in a transition where they're in the process of making some of these young lions, they're young lions into some stars. And they got 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I could think of 4 or 5 former young lions that are the rocket ship's going to be on them, especially in the summer going into G1. And so there's a little bit of transition, and I like what they're doing with Okada. One, I know AC, you're not a big fan of the 6-man tag, but they got him out of the main event because they're trying to make more. Get more others involved.
When I read the 6-man champions, because I didn't know who their champions were until this week, I pulled it up and I saw Tanahashi, Okada. I thought, okay, they're making room for the.
They're making room. I mean, the Sonata, the new character Sonata, it's fantastic. I could go down a rabbit trail with what they're doing with some of these new guys or trying to make new, and what they're doing with Okada. I think this is some of Okada's best stuff. One, he's acting like he's the he's the gatekeeper, and these young kids are pissing him off. And Red Shoe's son in particular, I like this little program that they got going on, and he was just beating the shit out of him in that match. But it was good. And in the match, when the match ended, we get Bryan Danielson and Okada a couple years ago talked about wanting a match with Bryan Danielson, and that video was great, and it sold me on Forbidden Door because these 2 matches I'm gonna get it, and Toronto's now sold out.
Yeah. Well, that's I mean, I guess that's the biggest takeaway is those 2 matches have sold the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I mean, anything else you do is add on. Although I'll say, and I wanted to talk to you guys about this, and Hollywood, I'll kick this one to you. when it comes to Punk, assuming Punk has a match on the show, and I don't know why he wouldn't, but let's, conjecture right now because we don't know. There's been a lot of debate, the Kenta thing, because of the go to sleep. But, we've talked about this through text message, and in my view, it's a way bigger match. If you do Punk and Tanahashi, nothing against Kenta, but come on.
Kenta's on a run right now. I mean, I know
dude, he is, but he's
power wise, but Kenta's on a serious fucking run right now.
He's not Tanahashi though.
No, and he's not. But I don't know if they're gonna touch that because those two legitimately don't like each other.
I wanted to see Tanahashi at the first Forbidden Door when they announced Punk Tanahashi. I was like, oh shit, and then Punk got hurt, and I was like, oh shit, right?
I hope they go back to that.
I'd love to see it, but it was reported a couple days ago that Punk wanted to work with Joe and Jay White, and then of course Tony made his announcement for the main event of Collision, and it's going to be a 3-way, and those guys are involved. So I was just thinking about Forbidden Door wise,
it's probably going to be a 6-man tag.
I mean, it could be Jay White in some fashion. So I was thinking, and I wanted to ask you guys this. So they have Okada, obviously, for Bryan, and of course Ospreay.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that's enough New Japan involvement, or is how many guys does he really need from New Japan at this point? Because he could just throw Punk, Jay White, whoever on the card.
No, you know what I mean? I mean, that's a very good question, Edwards, because honestly, with the transition that they're in, I don't know if he really needs more. There's a couple other guys. I mean, you're not going to get Naito because of the whole CMLL thing.
Right.
So that one's out. I mean, I would like to see Red Shoe Sun involved. I doubt he'll. He's one. I mean, they got a lot of young kids. I like to see some of the new Bullet Club, how they, some of that spotlight is because again that transition. David Finlay, please. Yeah. I definitely would like to see if they, him over. Tama Tonga. But no, I mean they really don't with those two, with especially Okada. But they'll bring a couple others. But no, I think that's a very good question.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. AC, to answer your question, though, I'm for Punk Tanahashi all the way for sure. Yeah. I'd love to see it.
Yeah. I don't even think it's close. Like, this is nothing against Kenta, and this is nothing. It's not even me saying I don't think Kenta and Punk could have a good program. Like, I think they do, but I think when you bring Tanahashi into the equation, I mean, again, it's nothing against Kenta, but it's just to me, it's a no-brainer.
Right. Yeah.
You know what? Given this card, and I think because they're making such a big deal out of Omega, Ospreay, and Danielson, Okada, which is great. I don't think they're gonna. I really don't think they're gonna do Punk Tanahashi. Although I'd be all for it. I'd be all for FTR and Girls of Destiny, which another thing I don't think is going to happen. I'm just thinking it's like you could blow the whole thing out of the water, which I don't think they'll do.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is what we're going to get, I mean, give me two more guys. Give me Takahashi. I would love to see him in the United States in that type of spotlight. Because I mean, in my opinion, he's the if not the greatest, he's pretty close to it. Junior heavyweight champion over there. And if you guys didn't see his match with Master Wato, holy shit, dude! I think that was probably arguably the best match on that card on Dominion. Takahashi, and give me Sonata just because he's a champ. You're doing Forbidden Door, you should have your champ there.
White House is Master Wato. Is he? Did he come out of their dojo?
Yes.
Okay. He's the guy I was thinking of then.
Yeah,
from Wrestle Kingdom. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's the next. I wasn't sold on him. I mean, the three-way they had was great, but I still wasn't sold on him. This match, they're building this kid up.
I'll have to check that out.
Because I think Takahashi is going to pull the Ospreay, and he's going to be jumping up to the heavyweight division shortly.
Okay.
I mean, you can see it. I'm surprised that he wasn't in this year's G1, but I'll predict that he probably will be in next year's. But Master Wato's that next guy. But that match was 20 minutes of it was really, really good.
Awesome.
So I'm curious to see where they go. But no, Edwards, I do. I didn't think of it that way until you brought it up. But I'm kind of curious at seeing who they bring, because right now I don't see how you top that. But I do think they should have their champion over here.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. Probably be a good idea to bring Sonata. I also did read a rumor. I told AC this during the week, but Zack Sabre Jr. versus Orange as a possibility.
Yeah, or Joe. I mean, I know they did that on Strong already, but they were a tag team. But there's a possibility we'll get Zack Sabre and Joe. I heard that rumor too,
awesome.
With Orange. But he since Wrestle Kingdom, again, I know he's not AC's favorite, but this whole television championship they've done with him, and even with his new group, TMDK, he's the front man for this group. He I'm starting to dig his stuff, and they're doing the traditional TV rules where it's a 15-minute match, and it's really good. And his match with Jeff Cobb, was really good on Dominion. This Dominion was really good, and you saw a lot of the future. You saw a lot of the future, and and you see, obviously you got the present guys, but the future is bright for New Japan. And if they're, this New Japan reminds me of, it's like in the baseball terminology, it's like they're like the Tampa Bay Rays, man. They don't have the money of the New York Yankees, but they're constantly developing.
Right? Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. And I, it's just I like watching it. It's entertaining, and it's just I'm just in awe. And you saw a lot of that with Dominion. Sorry, I could talk about Dominion all night.
No, dude, it's fine. It's listen, I'm a fan of New Japan too, and I thought Dominion was good. I think there's a lot of great guys in the G1. Looking forward from the New Japan side. Eddie Kingston, who we haven't seen a lot of on AEW TV, is part of it. And we see, to tie it into some of our conversations we're going to get to later, Tama Tonga, Tangaloa, Hikuleo are all part of it. Which, you were wondering about their contractual status, and they're all part of the G1. So that's interesting. And dude, I know I saw some pictures on Tama's Instagram with Hikuleo. Hikuleo looks like he's in in insane shape.
WWE has such a hard on for him right now. It's
I mean, how could Son of Haku, fucking big guy. You have this Samoan Civil War going on right now. I'm not surprised at all. Why wouldn't you? I mean, and then if you could kind of put kind of that bow tie on it like they did with Solo Sikoa, you might have something there. So I think those are things to watch, but I also found it all right. So that's not happening anytime soon because we have these guys that are in the G1. And that G1 is stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
32 guys. I'm curious to see how they're going to break it up.
Yeah. Very much stacked. Into the AEW side of it, I mean, obviously they're doing this Chaos versus Blackpool thing because of the Danielson Okada thing. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't really buy Best Friends being part of Chaos. I know they've been.
Yeah, that's a
It's
stretch.
a
at this
stretch.
point. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
because of Ricky Romero. He's that bridge.
Yeah, Rocky
yeah,
Romero.
sure.
I know, and
You know what I
it's
mean?
not.
Yeah.
And I'll give them credit. It's not like they just did it last night just to do it.
No.
Like this was something they've done down the road.
Yeah.
But it just seems like when it's prudent, it's Chaos, and when
Yeah.
it's not, it's Best Friends with Pockets. You know what I mean?
But,
Right.
but I thought it was well done. I mean, I dog on Excalibur. I mean, but that was well done to throw that in there, the Chaos thing. That was well, that was planted. That was well done.
I mean, I don't think.
Good. That was good.
I'm not going to give him credit for that. I mean, they build the matches that.
No, I know, but I mean, it was good. It was a good on him to throw that in there. Whoever came up with it, but for him to do it right how he did it during that match, because I didn't honestly,
Well,
I wasn't
they
thinking
built it.
Chaos. I wasn't thinking Chaos.
But dude, they build the match as Chaos versus
I know.
Blackpool, and then they put fucking Danielson on commentary. I mean, it's the typical fucking Coney Khan. I mean, like it's what he always does. There's no difference. It's the same shit he's done with every time Jericho's in a fucking program with somebody. And then they're booking matches and Danielson accepting matches while he's on commentary. Dude, I don't know. To get into the AEW side of it, I mean, let's just jump right into Maxwell Jacob Friedman, a champion. We all kind. Yeah, we have to, brother.
You can talk about Dominion.
We have to, brother.
Better off with that.
No, because the fans want to hear your thoughts about this. And if they don't, they do, because I know what your thoughts are, and I want them to hear your thoughts about it. Especially Hollywood's thoughts. Because I kind of know where he's at with this. So I'm going to jump to you first, and then we'll go to White House.
Yeah,
But,
White House. If feel free to argue any point I bring up in about 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if White House knows where you're at, and I don't even know where White House is.
Either
Separate chat.
Edwards has an idea where I'm at. Go ahead.
So you guys have discussed.
No.
Nah.
Either way, I'm just gonna kind of set the stage, and you guys take over. We have Adam Cole comes back. He does the thing with Jericho. I think we were all skeptical on that, especially Hollywood and myself, because we talked about it on the show more so than White House because you just came back.
Yeah.
But you had a not so good match at the pay-per-view, all of that, which is fine. And I'm not saying hold Adam Cole back because of any of that, because I don't even think it's his fault. Just again, questionable booking, questionable placement, all that crap. And now he comes out and he has a face-to-face, a promo situation with an AEW champion, for better or for worse. And I mean, the promo that I saw, Adam Cole wrecked MJF on that promo. I just thought he smoked him.
Yeah.
For various reasons. And the follow-up to all this isn't, we're going to have another promo segment next week. Adam Cole's going to face some guy that MJF wants him to face. No, that's not what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do in our White House. I don't even know if you know this yet. What they're doing next week is what do we call this? Title eliminator, where MJF versus Adam Cole. Then if Adam Cole wins, he gets a title shot.
I hate this. I hate this.
What Hollywood Takeover? I mean, promo this match booking. What do you got?
So, this has been a slow burn with me with MJF, right? And I think what I was searching for, Adam Cole said it best in his promo. Because I hated the low-hanging fruit. Like MJF in his promos always resorts to the fucking obvious, right?
Yeah.
And to me, it's cheap. It's cheap bullshit. And if you're listening to this, you're going to think, oh, this guy hates MJF. MJF's doing his job. No, it's not that. It is not that. Because what he should be doing is creating original verbiage out of his mouth. Instead, what he does is, as Adam Cole said, he's an internet troll. And as soon as Adam Cole said that, it was like one of the first things he said in his promo. Yep. After MJF spat at him for 10 minutes. You're an internet troll. And I went, my God, that's what it is. Yeah. That's what I can't fucking stand about MJF right now. Yeah. All he does is states the fucking obvious. We talked about this before. The Eminem rap battle, right? It ain't wild. Mm-hmm. If Adam Cole would just come out and he could have just said, look, MJF, before you start talking, I am small. I am skinny. Vince McMahon didn't see a main eventer in me. He wanted me to be Keith Lee's manager. Now tell these people something they don't know about me. MJF would choke like Papa Doc in the final, right? Yeah. The fucking guy. He's name dropping Shawn Michaels.
He practically did, though, right?
Dude, you can't. It's embarrassing at this point with the whole WWE and the Nick Khan and the Vince McMahon. And look, I know. Oh, yeah, MJF's doing this. See, this is the reaction he wants from you. No, it's fucking cheap. How easy would it be to have anybody on that roster?
The bidding war of 2024.
Anybody on that roster could come out and do it, which means it's too easy. So all you MJF worshipers out there, realize that if Jericho did that, if the Bucks, it's rumored now, are the Elite going to re-sign with AEW? They could be doing it right now. They're not doing it. You know why? Because it's fucking cheap. And people are worshiping this guy like he's the second coming. Like he's out in his press conference after the pay-per-view. I'm the best fucking worker in the world. I'm the fucking best in history. Best fucking four-way. Dude, if everybody was allowed to do that, they would be doing it. Right? And they would be getting a better reaction because he's the only one that's doing it, because he's the only one that's allowed to be doing it. It's too easy, the shit he's doing. And like I said to you guys in a text, AC, you and Stames, I think, Ric Flair wasn't a troll. Steve Austin wasn't a troll. But they were goddamn gods on the mic.
Enzo Amore wasn't a fucking troll.
Hey, that's a great one, right? Because he's not working in a major promotion right now. He was tearing the shit out of MJF. We talked about this before with Enzo.
He was and I got a Mike Saber for a hater. Dude,
I'm so over
I was
MJF
listening.
right
I gotta throw this out there. I just gotta throw this out there. Shout out to the Champ and the Tramp podcast, Frankie Edgar, Roger Matthews. They had Enzo on, and I came across it by accident. I had another podcast on last night. I fell asleep. And you know how it is. You fall asleep, the tablet, the whole thing, and things keep playing. I wake up and I'm like listening, and I'm like, like you're half out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like listening. I'm like, oh, that sounds like Frankie Edgar. Oh, yeah. Oh. So it's Frankie and Roger, and whatever. I've listened to their podcast before, so obviously. And then I'm listening. I'm like, wow, it sounds like Enzo. And then I kind of woke up and I'm like listening to them talk to Enzo. And I'm like, all right, I got to go back and listen to this whole show because this is fucking great. And then Roger starts talking. For those who don't know, Roger Matthews is JWoww's ex-husband. So Roger Matthews, JWoww's ex-husband, is like best friends with Frankie Edgar, former UFC champ. They started a podcast and they have all these different people on. So naturally, Enzo's like a New York guy, Jersey guy, Giant fan. Like they have him on. Long story short, he's on the podcast. So I heard like this small piece of it. And Roger goes, dude, like your last promo, you started going through all the guys you beat up. And he's like, yeah, I listed every guy I fought since I've been on the indies. in alphabetical order. And then Roger's like, did you read it? He's like, nah, bro. He's like, I plan my promos, but I don't read them. So he like remembered that whole thing. But then he went in, like, you could see this like weird spot in the middle where he starts doing this, like, I don't know, this like weird thing. And you're like wondering, right. So while he's reading the names, he thinks of saying that, oh, I said that all in alphabetical order. And then he lost his spot. So he did this like weird thing to regain his spot. But dude, like, you listen to it, and if he didn't say that, I wouldn't even have noticed it. And I'm like, after the conversation I had with Hollywood last night about fucking MJF, I'm listening to this guy fucking cell phone video promos outside his boxing gym, just slaying motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering why WWE or AEW is not hiring this guy back. Because you're insane. His promos are fucking. And then I went back and I found the promo where he's talking about Matt Hardy, and he's talking about the fucking delete thing. And then he's like, dude, he was talking about it wasn't delete. He was talking about back vertebrae. I don't know. You know what? I don't want to say it. Look it up because I don't want to ruin it. And I'm just listening to this. I'm like, this is fucking brilliant. It's like,
what you're bringing up is like the perfect example of what I'm trying to say that MJF needs to be.
That's why I brought it up.
Exactly. And I don't get what the worship is. Like 3 years ago when he first picked up a mic, he was fucking awesome, right? Now to me, it's like he's run out of what his character is supposed to be. Like his character is literally the guy that thinks WWE is going to sign him. That's his character description in the fictional world that Tony has written for us here. Yeah, there's nothing else to it. Like, it's fucking stupid at this point. Yeah, and Adam Cole picked up a mic, talked in half the time, maybe even a quarter of the time that MJF talked. And he did more for an upcoming match for me than MJF did.
So I'm gonna take both sides of that, and Cole wrecked him. But and I got 2 points of that. But before I get there, I think you're onto something. I think that the time off and the WWE rumors, like I think he got too caught up in that. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And then I think the over the top stuff, like the accident with the girl and like too much. And then you go to this side of it where, what Cole said and what you said, he's the troll. He's the internet troll. But, aside from being the troll, like the internet troll, which is a great point by Cole, Cole literally was like calling him out for using steroids. You know what I mean? Like, did you hear that spot where he was like, did they give you a drug test? You know what I mean? Or whatever. I don't even remember the exact terminology.
Let's go in the back and pretty much pee in a cup and see who's natural.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yep.
Let's see who's natural and who's not, And you know what? Like, that's not a bad attack from Cole, especially in AEW. And, and from the Cole side of it, like, I'm going to throw this defense out for him again. And listen, he doesn't need me to defend him because I feel like his
body of work speaks for itself.
Yeah, exactly. Aside from how he's been booked in AEW, which is
like shit.
Yeah. And I don't like what they're doing here with this, fucking title eliminator. Again, here we go again. But the bottom line is, all the people crushing Adam Cole right now loved Adam Cole when he was in NXT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or loved Adam Cole when he was in Ring of Honor. You know what I mean?
This is the TNA argument from, 10 years ago. It's the same shit. It's the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Styles sucks. Who needs him? And then he signs a WWE, and then he's a god. Okay. All right.
Oh,
yeah.
Cody. Right?
Same thing. Yeah, there's countless examples.
Countless.
Yeah, but White House, what are we missing with MJ? I don't know where you're at. Where are you at with MJF?
Sorry.
So, of course, I pass it to you when you're in a coughing fit.
Yeah, I know. It went down the wrong
pipe. White House.
God damn it.
And a mask.
My coffee went down the wrong pipe. Sorry. I agree with you guys. I think, everything you guys said, you guys are spot on with MJF. I'm over him. He's a good talent. He's a good talent. Yes. I think when he won the championship and how I envisioned it would go, it has not gone that way. I think it's declined, and I don't. I mean, I know Tony. There's not many choices right now what to do. Who's next, but the way that Adam's come back from this concussion and how they're building him, there's finally a guy that you could see that's worthy of taking that torch and run with it. Because why? His body of work. We saw him do it Ring of Honor. We saw him do it at NXT, totally at another level with NXT. So I mean, I would like to think that that's where they're headed. That it probably won't go that way because Tony has this hard-on for MJF, which I don't know why, because he's done a disservice to the company. He's done a disservice as a champion. I just don't. I mean, I'm a wrestling fan. I love wrestling, but the fact that he constantly brings up, the other company, I find that extremely disrespectful. I don't think there's anything heel about that. I just don't like it. For all my knocks and for all my criticisms of Orange Cassidy, you could say the same thing for MJF as the heel-wise, where we criticize that type of person Orange is, carrying a freaking title in his backpack, doing his stupid shit, and the heel example of that is MJF. If you guys kind of know what I'm trying to say, but I mean, I find it disrespectful, man. I do.
But here's the difference, though. Like this, so here's how I'm going to kind of qualify this whole thing. And it's not going to be in MJF's favor. I'm just sorry. It's just, listen, I've been a fan of the guy since fucking day one. I fucking told you guys about him before you knew who he fucking was. So it's not like I'm just like trying to take this guy down. It's not that at all. Like I just think he could do better. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But the point being here is with this whole like bidding war of 2024 and all this crap, bro, the ratings don't do it for you. It just, you know what I'm saying? Like there are two guys that got ratings in you know what? I take that back. There are three when they did it right. There are three guys that got ratings in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
One of them's Cody, who's gone.
Yep. And
they never did it right. He probably could have got more. The other guy's CM Punk, who's coming back, and he garners double the ratings that MJF does. I'm sorry, the facts are the fact. I'm not even a CM Punk fan. I mean, anybody who's listened to this show forever knows I am the least CM Punk guy out of the three of us, right?
True.
And I'm easily, it's not even close. Actually, I am the least CM Punk fan out of everybody I know.
Careful, and you're treading here, AC.
No, but what I'm going to tell you right now is CM Punk is their biggest draw. Yeah. It's not even close. No. It's not even, there's not even an argument about it. And then we got to read articles. Bro, we have to read articles from this company that people are like, well, Tony Khan has backup plans and he's got to be ready for people who are upset and might leave over Punk coming back. Really? Really?
Yeah.
You pussy motherfuckers? That's what you're going to do? This is your draw. You don't have to like them, but you could work with them because what's for the better good. And then I'm going to give you the third guy. The third guy is 100% Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega.
And they do it right with Kenny Omega.
Not the trio's Kenny Omega, though.
No,
MC.
I'm talking about I'm talking about the champion Omega. Yeah. I'm talking about the Omega that wrestled Bryan Danielson to the time limit. I was in the building. I'm talking about the Kenny Omega that shows up at Wrestle Kingdom with Will Ospreay. That's the fucking Kenny Omega I'm talking about. Yeah. Though they can't do anything about Cody right now. He's gone. But you got Punk and you got Omega. And honestly, that's where I'm going to go with this Adam Cole thing. If you're not going to do Omega and Punk because of all this bullshit, and Punk's going to be on Collision, and Omega's going to be on Dynamite and Rampage, or they're going to be separate, okay, fine. And then if you're going to do this thing with Cole and MJF, this is what I do. I'm going to do just a little fantasy booking, and then you guys
do it.
poo it or like it. I don't know. I'm going to put the title on Cole.
Yep.
I'm going to put the title on Cole, and then what I'm going to do is he won again, Switchblade Jay White. I am going to go Cole, Switchblade Jay White, and ultimately Switchblade and
Omega. Yep.
And it's all the Bullet Club tie-in.
Yep.
Omega or Cole, Switchblade, and Switchblade to Omega.
Yep.
And you know what? Omega's got bigger fish to fry right now with Ospreay and everything else. But you get the title off MJF because he's just listen. The numbers are the numbers.
Yep.
It's not close to the pay-per-view.
Get him out of it. Yep.
You gotta get him out of it. You gotta get him out of it.
Put it on Adam Cole. Give it to Switchblade Jay White. Do the Bullet Club infighting storyline, however you want to do it, and then you have Omega, babyface, Chase, the Bullet Club Golden, whatever the fuck you're calling it.
Yep.
Switchblade Jay White.
Yep.
And that's 6 months of programming right there.
Dude, I love it.
You could have a year with because that's how good they are with Omega and Jay White.
I love it, dude. And I guarantee some people are listening to this going, yeah, but that's not going to draw either. I guarantee you it draws higher than MJF. I guarantee it.
It will at least be equivalent. It'll be equivalent. You're not. Here's my question: are you going to lose anything?
No.
You actually going to gain.
You
because
probably
you actually got people who know how to use the mic right.
Because here's the other thing: if you let's just say you have MJF squash or beat Adam Cole right now, where the fuck do you go? Dude, this is the problem. They have nobody behind to challenge this guy.
Yep.
This is the problem with the Pillar story.
Yep.
And this is why, if you guys listen back to the last few shows, while we were leading into the last pay-per-view, what did we talk about? We talked about Sammy Guevara. That was my pick. It didn't materialize. That's fine.
Yep.
But the point being was that would give your champion something to do coming out of the program with him and Sammy. What did they do coming out of that program? Nothing. All those guys disappeared, and now they're pop-shotting with this fucking, title eliminator, Adam Cole. Which, listen, the promo was great, and you have somewhere to go here. But if you put MJF over Adam Cole right now, where are you going?
There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go at that point, unless you. I don't know. There's nowhere to go. That's the answer. And
the logical thing to do next.
If you give, dude, think about this. If you give 40 minutes to Adam Cole and MJF, Adam Cole wins. Mm-hmm. And then you have a program with him and Switchblade. 45-minute match. Switchblade wins. You hear where I'm going with this.
Sure.
That's New Japan booking right there.
Yeah.
And if you want to be the fucking alternative and actually have 5, 6, 7-star matches, do it. Actually have the fucking 5-star, 6, 7-star matches.
See, the thing that I don't get about this, we shouldn't be saying there's nowhere to go, right? But it's just a fact. And people are going to be listening to this, and they're going to be going, "Yeah, but you have John Moxley and Daniel Bryan." They obviously they don't
trios.
They don't want to. They don't want to be that guy. Like, for example, I feel like because I listen to Bischoff here and there, and he's really grinding an axe against Tony lately.
Right, he really is,
and for good reason. He a lot of the stuff he says is for good reason, but especially with the WCW comparisons. So let me throw this out at you guys, and maybe White House, you might come up with a better example. But I feel like, the last pay-per-view, your main event was MJF versus the other Pillars, right?
Yeah.
if you go back to WCW's heyday, Hulk Hogan, Nash and Hall, Sting, who was not a young man at that point. It was the second incarnation of Sting as the Crow.
Yep.
You had the Four Horsemen there. What, if whoever you want to compare those guys to, if the Blackpool is the NWO, just for argument's sake, and the Four Horsemen is, I don't know, CM Punk and FTR, whatever you want to say. WCW was not booking Conan in the main event for the title against La Parka and Rey Mysterio.
No, yeah.
Because they were the young guys on the card. The main eventers were the fucking main eventers. It's like having Hulk Hogan in your company in a trios title. We've said this before. With a Kenny Omega comparison. Like, that's the thing I really don't get, because here we are talking about, if it's not Adam Cole, then who? Well, there's other options there, but we know Tony's not going to do it because he's booking opposite of what he should be doing. The main eventers aren't main eventers. They're they're closing the show, but they're in an Anarchy in the Arena match.
Yeah, they're in these group faction matches.
It's just, it doesn't make sense to me. And maybe that's why the ratings can't pop over 900,000. I don't know. It's frustrating to watch this shit, though.
Yeah,
I think they can't. I think they can't go over 900,000 is because TK hedged his bets and went all in on MJF too soon.
Too soon. That might be
too soon.
Yeah, that might be it.
And he went all in, and now he's doubling down, and he thought the Pillars do it. But the Pillars, that was too soon. That was a good thing to go to eventually, but it's too soon because what was Jungle?
Well, no. So I think that's two different arguments. I think going to MJF and going to the Pillars are two different arguments.
They are, but the common denominator is both too soon.
I don't know. I don't know if going MJF.
Okay,
is too
all right,
soon.
okay. So okay,
I think it was.
I think
it was.
I think. Listen, I think here's the problem. They really don't have a lot of stars. That's the fucking problem. Their biggest star is in AEW or in WWE right now. They totally butchered everything they did with Cody. Number one. Number two, their best run was when Omega was the champion. Because that's when they really were like the alternative, you know what I mean? Like the different program, the whole thing. And they went away from that.
It was,
right?
That character was so good. He had three belts from 3 different companies.
Yeah. And I mean, they did the same thing with the tag titles, with FTR, the whole thing. Dude, I don't think they went to MJF at necessarily the wrong time or whatever. I think the problem is they went to MJF and then they took every one of their stars and put them in a fucking group and took them out of the title picture. And then they decided
that was deliberate to protect MJF.
Well, that's that. I don't know if it's to protect. It's a fucking. It's horrible booking.
Right, but he's doubling down on his decision. I think. I personally
see. I disagree that he's doubling down on his decision. See. I think both things are mutually exclusive, though. I don't see. You could do MJF as champion better, but you can't take all your stars and take them away from him. They took all their stars and took them away.
You're right, dude. You're right. It's like, and I forgot in my WCW argument, like Macho Man, the Steiner brothers. Okay, they had a fucking legendary roster,
that's like,
right?
Yeah, right. That's like if Hulk Hogan wins the WCW title, and then they're like, all right, we're going to take every one of our stars, and we're going to move them to the left, and then we're going to say, okay, champion, build us new stars. And that's a fair, that's a fair defense of MJF. It is not. Look, here's where I'm going to take this. It is not MJF's job to make Jungle Boy, Darby Allin, or Sammy Guevara a star.
Oh,
right?
Job.
It's his job as champion to give them a platform and to make it a program, yes. But here's the problem. They all got exposed throughout that thing. And then...
So did MJF.
So did MJF. And I think that goes...
his whole title run.
That goes to White House's argument.
Because he has no one to work with.
But it's about being it was too soon.
It's too soon because
if
he's
those
not
guys
ready to handle it.
If those 4 guys were fighting for the TNT title, it makes more sense.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's too soon. I agree. It's too soon for the other 3. It's not too soon for him to be champion.
He's proven it in his run. It was too soon.
It's not.
He can't handle it.
It's not. Dude, who have they put against him for him to handle it? Right? Who?
Part of being the champ. Look at WCW. Let's look at WWE. Part of being the champ is building that guy, right? Roman's built guys. Hunter's built guys. Rock's built guys. Stone Cold's built guys.
Guys that had a name already. I mean, yeah.
But before Hogan, before The Rock was The Rock, he was making guys.
Wait,
Hunter.
Let me ask you a question. Hold on a second. Who is like a built up, even mid-level quality guy that they give an MJF since he's been the title? And listen, I don't even want to defend the guy, but I'm just trying to be
you're right.
fair.
This is a good argument.
They did Ricky Starks, Pillars.
But
they pulled everybody in the company away from him.
They did. You're right.
Let me give you one. Okay, Rock, Mankind, Hunter, Mankind.
Okay.
Wait,
so who? Wait, hold on. Who compared to Mankind did they give to MJF?
Mick Foley. But what I'm saying is, who in their right mind thought Cactus Jack, Mankind, was ever going to be the heavyweight champion? Until what? He got in the ring with The Rock.
But he's still way bigger than anybody they gave to MJF.
Listen to what I'm saying. Look at Mick Foley. Cactus Jack is not compared to what
way over than anybody they gave to MJF.
Hey, Edwards, did you really think he would ever?
No.
That he'd win? You're talking about winning the title. I'm talking about a guy who's that over.
The Rock.
Who did they give MJF that you actually think they could beat him?
But the problem, though, is MJF isn't The Rock.
That's what I'm saying.
No, yeah, right.
He's not The Rock.
I agree.
He's not Hunter. He's not Stone Cold. He's not Shawn Michaels.
Right.
He's not Bret Hart. He's not Randy Orton. He's not Edge. I mean, I could keep going.
But he's also. I agree with you. But he's also not
too soon.
He's not given that opportunity as a champion to do that.
It's too soon.
Here's where I'm going to give you a defense of him. When he had the program with fucking Punk, we were all in on that.
Right, because because of Punk.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of
Punk's
Punk.
Rock
because
is
he had somebody he could actually work with, though. They've
But
given him
part
so
of being a champ is elevating these guys he's in the ring with. Who has he elevated?
No, I'm not arguing that.
Who has he elevated?
But I'm telling you, they're not giving him anybody to elevate.
Really?
Dude, the whole company's a mess, bro.
But no. See, you're going both ways with this, AC. Listen, the guys they got there, Starks could be
Wait. Hold on. You're telling me that The Rock made Mankind?
Okay. You don't think so?
No.
Think you need to go watch Halftime Heat again?
Come on, dude.
Think you need to go watch Halftime Heat again?
Mankind was nothing before he met The Rock. Come on.
No, he was a main eventer because of The Rock. And you made it believable that he could be a heavyweight champion because of The Rock. He wasn't just a hardcore one-trick pony.
Yeah, before The Rock, he was just
a hardcore,
like that character guy.
One-trick pony.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so just that character guy. Have you given even MJF that in AEW since he's been champion?
You had Ricky Starks.
Starks. Okay, let's go with Starks. What did he do for Starks as the champion? Nothing.
What did he do?
No. What? But also,
Sammy Guevara.
What did he do? What is it? Dude, come on. You cannot blame Sammy Guevara on MJF.
But you talk about elevating these next guys up.
No. Listen, here's the thing.
Those are two.
I thought Starks was elevated when he was with MJF, and they've done nothing with him since then. And here's my problem. My problem.
Starks than your heavyweight champion.
Yes or no? I don't know. No.
Edwards.
No.
Say it again. What was the question?
Jay White has done more with Ricky Starks than the heavyweight.
I think it's equal at best.
I'll go equal at best, but it's not their fault.
No, that's my point,
Obviously.
though, bro. This is my point. This is my point.
That's one of your points, though. I mean, I think you're putting MJF. Just if you could admit that it was too soon for MJF, this wouldn't be an argument.
See, I don't think it. No, my only point being, I think yes, it's too soon because
he's not elevated himself that he can't elevate anybody else.
Exactly.
That's our point.
Okay. He's not at the point where he can elevate other people.
And
plus, on top of that, I don't think they had a plan following his winning the title, which is the biggest problem.
I mean,
right? Is that not the biggest? So I will submit to you guys that it is too soon.
Yeah.
It comes off as too soon, yes. But I will also say that he could have saved this title run by having challengers lined up, which they clearly didn't do.
Let me ask you this question. Which title run was better?
I honestly don't think we're that far off. What between who?
Let me ask you this question. Which title run was better? Hangman's or MJF?
I think it's still up in the air.
Because we've shot on many a times.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm not going to say.
Which one's better?
I don't. Listen, I think it's probably equal right now.
Again, because we how many times have we all three of us shit on Hangman Page's title run?
It was the same problem with Hangman.
But this is the golden one. Well,
foresight.
his matches with Cole were pretty fucking good.
Yeah, but dude, Hangman is supposed to be fucking Tony Khan's fucking buttboy too.
Not as much as MJF. I mean, he was the golden.
Really?
One. Well, you look at all the guys that MJF.
Dude, he had him in a fucking title. Dude, he had him in the first fucking title match in the whole company.
I know, but look at the guys that MJF has been in the ring with compared. Listen, I'm not a Hangman apologist.
Really?
I'm just looking at facts.
They've been in the same ring with the same guys, bro.
Edwards.
Like what? Kenny Omega, fucking
Edwards.
Yes.
Dude,
who's had a little bit of a code.
Dude, it's pretty fucking even, bro.
I'll. Oh my god, I don't want to say what I'm gonna say, but because I hate. I'm down on Page, but he looked like a stronger champion than MJF.
He did.
I would say by miles. Like if you're going to compare MJF's run now to his whole run, and that could change, but I don't think it's going to.
But my point of bringing it up is
I'm not saying either one is good. I just don't think I wouldn't have put Hangman better.
It's fucking poor.
That's fine.
It's piss fucking poor.
So is Hangman's. Like,
I'll take Hangman's over this guy's.
Based on what? Based on what?
Based on I'll take that Adam Cole program he had with him better than any of the programs that MJF has had.
I mean, that was a good program. Okay, I mean, now you have MJF with Adam Cole.
You go back in our archives.
What if Adam Cole and MJF tear the fucking roof down on? What if Adam Cole and MJF tear the roof down on Dynamite this week?
Oh, I'm expecting it to because Adam Cole's going to be carrying that match. And I think Roderick Strong's going to help him cheat to win. But I think that's how that's going to go.
Dude, listen, I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know. The other thing I wanted to say about that match, that's a good segue because AC, you brought it up before we started this. The title eliminator thing.
I hate it.
Okay. I'm assuming Khan is doing this because there's records and wins and losses matter, and that's the out. Like if you challenge the champ, you have to beat the champ to get the chance to beat the champ for the belt. Dude, why can't it he needs to throw that shit out now. Why can't Cole just come out and be like, okay, you called me out, asshole. It's on. We're fighting for your title because you're a pussy. Why can't they just?
I mean, he kind of did.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but
that's the way it
exactly.
should've
But
went.
he
That's the way
has
it
to
should've
beat
went.
him first in order to beat him.
Well, here's my question though. Here's my other question. If Adam Cole wins on Wednesday, when's the fight? Is it at
that's a good
Forbidden
question.
Door?
Door?
Is it in
All
London?
In?
Is it in Chicago and All Out?
I think it's gonna play out where Adam holds that, where he picks, and I think it'll probably be London. That'll be my guess. I don't think it'll be Forbidden Door. I'd be shocked if it's Forbidden Door.
When is Wembley? Do we know? Is that July?
August.
No, August. It's a week, dude. It's a week before All Out in Chicago.
Oh, that's right.
It's the
That's
week
right.
before fucking Labor Day.
Yes.
Especially with him, the one announcing it.
I love how you laughed at that.
Especially with him, and the rumor is that's gonna be on Max.
Really?
Yep.
Well, they haven't announced where they're going to be able to watch it in the States yet.
Yeah.
I do hope they do that. I hope they go that route.
So do I, Zach. I already have it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, but guys, I don't know. I mean, just to put a bow on the MJF thing, like it's not I don't hate him like I hate Dominic. I love Dominic, but I know I'm supposed to boo him. I just can't stand looking at MJF anymore. He does nothing for me. It's all bullshit. Everything that comes out of his mouth, and it's not drawing. We've talked about the empty seats in the arenas the past couple weques.
Yeah, it's not drawing.
You know,
it's
just not.
I agree
drawing.
with you. It's not drawing.
So yeah, you're right. They need to make a change. And
Here's
why
the
not?
thing. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer what side of the pew is sitting on this. I think it's just a matter of perspective. AC looks at it a little bit different than I. I don't think there's a right or wrong.
Yeah.
I just think it's the perspective of how we see it.
No. I don't.
You know what I mean?
Listen,
So
I
I
don't think he's drawing either. Like I'm not saying he's drawing. I'm just saying there's other circumstances that are causing this.
I'm sure. I just think that. I mean, I
don't even think he's been that good lately either. Listen, I am not trying to remove responsibility from MJF. That's not what I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah, no.
I honestly, when I look at it, as I think he's in over his head. I do. I just think that he's just in over his head, and he's.
I agree, but I will go back to the point where you took a young guy who was never on that pedestal yet.
Yeah. And I think that's why
you put him in a storyline where the idea is that the big company wants him and he's going to go to the highest bidder and everything else. Mm-hmm. And I think AEW played into this as much as he did. And that's his underlying storyline when that's not what it should be. And he's playing it up too much. Don't get me wrong. I think the company's playing it up too much. Don't get me wrong. I think that he benefited from Cody being in that company. I think Cody was the perfect nemesis for him, number one. I also think Cody was bringing him along on his hip, and that's no longer there. And then I think when you decided to pull the trigger and put the title on him, you had a unfortunate situation where you lost your meal ticket, your number one guy, and CM Punk is 100% their number one guy. It's not even an argument at this point. And then you followed it up with a bunch of bullshit. And I'm not calling Ricky Starks bullshit or Darby or Hangman or Jungle Boy, maybe a little bit. But you know what I'm saying.
He wouldn't care if you said that. I mean,
but you know what I'm saying is like they didn't even. You didn't even have a Hangman in the Waitings here. You didn't have a Wardlow in the Waitings here again. You know, they might have been better off just going to fucking Wardlow with him, going back to that. With him winning
that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? Is
that one right there is a good point. They could have done that
as bad of a job as MJF has done. They have not put him in a good position yet.
Well,
maybe they have here with Cole. We'll see.
The whole thing that started this downfall for MJF, to me, and people are going to think I'm crazy because you bit into it too. Yeah, I did, but this was the downfall. The night Wardlow went over MJF to kill that storyline and put Wardlow in a great position. Mm-hmm. That same night, MJF cut that shoot promo where it almost turned him face.
Yeah.
They should have never fucking done that because it shit on Wardlow. Yeah. Wardlow's basically dead in the water. And this whole thing,
yeah, you're right.
You know, everybody thought MJF's turning face. It's a natural thing. It's, oh my God, it's Stone Cold all over again. And what did we get? He came back after a couple months or whatever it was, and now he's this mega douchebag who doesn't know what to say in a character because it's low-hanging fruit. Like, that whole thing started a downslide for him.
Yeah. Yeah, you nailed it, bro. You nailed it. Yeah, you did. You nailed it. Yeah. Listen, I don't think we're far apart on this argument here. You know what I mean? That's what.
Let me ask you guys one more MJF question. Do you guys think that they should have kept that faction together more, like for MJF's benefit?
Yes.
Being surrounded by Tully and FTR and Wardlow.
You mean the
Pinnacle?
Pinnacle. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Sean Spears. I forgot to say Sean Spears.
I think that was better for all of all of them but FTR, but maybe even FTR with what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe at this point.
You turned FTR face. You should have turned MJF face.
Bro, they've kept every faction. The only faction they bring up are the Nightmare Family and the Pinnacle. Every other faction stays together.
Yeah. I mean, you could have turned the whole faction face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think MJF doubling down on this heel run has done him. It just you know, there's something when something happens, you know, organically, and what was happening was organic, and they just shit on it, and I just think that's MJF is still in his doghouse, and he's not going to get out. Having that title on him.
No, I would put
the
title on Adam Cole. I would. You know,
I like your idea with Cole and moving forward, and
I would go Cole right to fucking Switchblade, right to Omega.
Take care of the wintertime. I mean,
that's a fucking year of programming too.
Dude, yes, dude, you could have so much fun with that, man.
And again, I know people are going to be listening and they're going to be going, yeah, but you got Bryan Danielson. Why wouldn't he fight Cole? Well, you could do that if they're not fucking wrapped up in a faction war.
Hold on a second, though. CM Punk has been a proven draw.
Yes.
Is Danielson?
No.
It might not be his fault.
They got a pop, but it didn't last, and it went
right
back.
Dude, right. And I'm not even saying it's his fault. It might be book be what it is, but like, come on.
See, that's the other problem.
If I gave you Truth Serum right now, and you were to pick the winners, is Okada Danielson, Omega Ospreay. Right now, I'm going Ospreay, Okada.
Yep. You got to go Ospreay just because it's going to be 1-1. And they're going to do the third in London. You know.
Yeah, so, well, you're right. They could do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that buys you time to get back to right. Because we want to get Switchblade into the story, so that buys you time.
And and you're gonna go Okada over Danielson,
or you're gonna say we're gonna give Ospreay the win, so we're gonna go Danielson over Okada. that'd be an interesting choice. And if they do
I can see Danielson Okada going a draw.
Oh yeah. Or I could see Daniels winning and then them doing the rematch at Wrestle Kingdom.
Good.
You know, there's another
A
part.
lot of egos there. It's a lot of egos there. Just remember that.
I got to fly this by you guys. Just looking at AEW from a roster perspective, right? Because of these factions. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's in a fucking faction. Okay. If you look at WWE's Saudi Arabia show, they had what, like 5 matches?
I think it was like 6.
6? All right.
Yeah.
We'll go with 6.
It was 7. Yeah.
7? Yeah, it was 3.
Yeah, it was 3 girls and 4 guys.
Right. Okay. So if you take 7 matches at 3 hours and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you're looking at basically 14 guys, right? If you look at AEW's roster, okay, I'm just gonna name like 14 guys. You guys can help. Ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
And now, no factions. Everybody's on their own and their own individual guy. Okay, we got Moxley, Cesaro, Bryan Danielson. There's 3. Let's throw Samoa Joe. Let's throw CM Punk. There's 5. Let's throw Malachi Black. That's 6. Let's throw Kenny Omega. That's 7. We'll throw the Bucks. We'll throw the FTR. That's 9.
That's
See where I'm
11.
going? Okay. Okay.
11.
Mix them up however you want and build a card. There's no fucking MJF on there. That's what Tony's doing wrong in my eyes. He has a mega fucking roster that he's not using.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. There's no Jungle Boy on that card.
So-
You can't fit Orange Cassidy on that card.
You know what you
Good.
just did? In my opinion, you just made my point. He brought none of those guys in to face him either.
Well, but also at the same time, MJF's done nothing to build himself up as well.
But he's brought none of those guys to face him.
Because Tony knows MJF shouldn't go over them,
Right.
which is a protection on MJF, which
protecting-
Tony
I get
fucking
it.
knows it's too early for
Yes.
to do this.
I
can't.
guess.
Yeah.
I
I
can't,
guess.
dude.
Yeah.
If you think about it, man.
If you want to call them pushing him that far too quick, I guess I could agree with that. But once you do it, don't you want to give him all the tools in the tool shed?
No,
No.
you're doing the opposite. You're keeping those guys away
Why?
from your champ.
Why?
Maybe he
That's
doesn't
the
believe
$1 million
in MJF.
question.
Is that possible?
What?
Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's not
Well, he's
100%
a fucking-
sold on MJF.
Dude, that is the most retarded thing you would ever do, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Well, look who we're talking about.
Right? I agree. Dude, I agree. That's my point. Dude, if you're telling me that they took this guy and put him in a situation too quickly, let's just all agree that that's correct.
Okay.
What would you do next? The next thing you would do is take your most experienced, your top guys, to make it believable, to make it the best program you could be, to prove to everybody that they're wrong about doing that. What he's done is the total opposite of that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's wrong. So if he's wrong for putting him over too quick, he's doubly wrong for not trying to sell it that in addition to that.
Right.
All right. I mean, I get it, bro. I get it, guys. Like, I get it.
Yeah,
I get
know.
it.
I know you do.
I'm just saying, it's like, I can't put this all on him, though. I just can't put it all on him.
no, but at the same token, you could see now.
Well, wait a minute. I'll tell you this. Out of all their champions,
Mhm.
out of all of them, and I'll exclude Punk because injury derailed both his title shots,
Both his
reigns.
runs. Yep.
So we'll take all the AEW championship runs, take Punk's out because of injury.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah.
Because we don't really know what they are because
Sure.
the injuries derailed.
No, I agree.
Right.
Okay. So we're all okay with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Other than Omega's title run, what title run are you like? Do you think was good?
Jericho.
No. Okay, I mean, if you do,
He was the first one. Wasn't bad.
it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. I mean, it was okay.
It goes to the degrees of baddies. See, look at.
But the point here, you know what? Thank you, because you just made my point. Degrees of bad is still bad. My whole point of bringing Degrees of Bad on this show was to tell you bad things are bad and they can be more bad, but they're all still bad. And I will tell you, every AEW title run, other than Omega's, and I'm going to exclude Punk because of injury, are all bad.
Yeah.
So are we going to put that on Jericho, Hangman, MJF?
I don't think Jericho's was that bad.
The thing with Jericho's
I don't think it was that good either.
Like, I see both, but I think it was because it was the circumstance of
the 3. It was better.
It was the circumstance of the company starting too. Like when we heard they got Jericho. Holy fuck! Like okay, and they put the belt on him.
Hangman was also in that storyline too. To be fair.
Yeah, but
no, I'm saying when they initially
you're going to go with Hangman or Jericho.
Yeah,
but he was still in the storyline. Is my point. Right.
It was fine because he's Chris Jericho. I mean,
And let's be fair, Hangman's title run came a couple months late because.
Oh my God, that fucking. Remember doing those reviews with the fucking.
Yeah, the title, then the COVID, then his baby. And then he wasn't there, and then he was there, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Listen, I think the prudent thing to do, let's move on to WWE from here, but I think the prudent thing to do is to put the title on Cole.
Wait, one more AEW thing. One more.
Go ahead.
Okay. Collision starting. We know Punk is there, and apparently half the roster hates Phil Brooks. Okay, whatever. Shoot yourselves in the foot, boys. Oh no, tell the locker room you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Whatever.
It's very interesting this way they're breaking it out right here.
Are we going to see a roster split? Should there be a split? Do you guys want to see a roster split?
I think if they do it right, it could be good, but I don't think they do it right. I think you're going to get. Yeah, I think you're going to get a convoluted bullshit, and I think the main event just proves that. I mean, I get that, FTR and Punk have a relationship. Okay, cool. But now, you know what I mean? Then you're getting Samoa Joe and a tag. Dude, I don't know. Whatever, dude. I can't. Am I supposed to get excited about that? Like, am I really, I know I'm not the biggest Punk fan in the world, but I love FTR. Like, am I supposed to get excited about that match?
Well, I think it's doing two things. One, it's letting Punk work with people who he wants to work with. Whether you like that or not, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. And the second thing is it's going to protect him because he's in a 6-man. He can work out the injury, whatever.
I agree with that. Work off the ring rust.
All that, yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Good.
Could you not have made this just... Did you have to do an announcement of that main event? Could you not have just said, hey, Collision, June 17th, CM Punk will be 100%. In attendance and be in the main 100%. Event, and 100%. Not even do what he did last night, right? And then during the fucking show, you could have been like, all right, here's the main event. We have a 6-man tag. Right? You know what I mean? Like, it's probably nitpicking, but I just think it just adds another level.
Well,
it's like, fuck you, dude.
It's not nitpicking because people bashed Dixie for the same shit back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Dixie would have an announcement, and she'd be on the Twitter going, big announcement tonight. And then she would come out and say something about, like, fucking, I don't know, the TV title's back. Yay. It's like, so, yeah.
Announcement era.
Like you said, the announcement era. Tony's doing this now because he knows people are tuning in to see it.
How about this? As bad as I think this announcement era shit is, or as bad as I think the fucking, Teddy Teddy Long. Hold up, players.
Hold up, players.
Yeah, I would rather have the hold up players at the beginning of that first show to make that 6-man tag than the announcement this week. Just because it wasn't that impressive to me.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So, can't we let the story book these main events and these matches, right?
As of, not to change the subject, but as of 2 hours ago, it's being reported that it looks like for the Forbidden Door 2, it's possible we're going to get CM Punk versus Kenta.
Okay.
I've been hearing that. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not against it. I'm not
either. I didn't think they liked each other, and I thought Khan was going to avoid that.
Their take on the finishing move was a little weird. I just, you know what? Listen, if they want to do it, that's fine. I'll totally watch it, and I think it'll be good.
Right.
But if you want to tell me that if you want to give me a pick, Punk and Tanahashi, or
maybe Tanahashi don't want to come.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, Forbidden Door, the point of it for me is dream matches. That's what Khan said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dream match is Punk and Tanahashi.
FTR, the Gorillas of Destiny.
Yes. That's how he should.
Punk and Tanahashi.
Yeah.
Maybe like Claudio and Hiramu Takahashi. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Hiromu Takahashi.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that.
All right, let's switch gears here.
A lot of good matchups though they could do for him.
Yeah, we got a couple weeks to break it down. We'll see how.
We'll get
Takahashi.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Adam Cole, one of them.
Oh, that'd be good.
Oh shit, dude.
Hell yeah.
Or even maybe a Sammy Guevara and Takahashi.
Okay. Yeah, I'd watch that. Yeah.
But Adam Cole would be my first pick.
He could be champion then.
I know. Could be.
Better be. Fuck that Maxwell guy.
Better be. Gonna end this whole argument right now. SmackDown. One of the better shows in a long time for WWE, I thought. Top to bottom, I thought it was really good. But listen, let's just jump right into it. Bloodline.
Do it.
Roman Reigns comes out. Being celebrated with Triple H for his 1,000+ day title run. New belt. It's supposed to be Roman, Solo Sikoa, and the wise man, Paul Heyman. And then the Uso music hits. And this is where everything turns. We get a back and forth between Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns. Jimmy saying, hey, let's do this together. No dictatorships type shit. We're all going to do this together. We're a family, blah, blah, blah. They talk to Solo. Solo walks to their side, to the Uso side. And, Jimmy thinks they're on their side. And my biggest takeaway of this whole thing where if you looked at Roman's face and Heyman's face while the Solo thing was going on, I thought they sold the fuck out of it. Yeah. I thought it was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
And then the brilliance of this whole story was Roman hugging Jimmy.
Yep.
Because
tears coming down his eyes.
The idea was he's hugging his cousin and they're going to get together. But I'm watching it and all I'm thinking in my head is this is like, I don't want to do this to you because you're my cousin, but I have to. Because I'm the fucking tribal chief. I am the fucking man. I am the fucking champion. And you stepped out of the family. This is fucking Michael Corleone saying, Fredo, I know it was you. This is that fucking moment. And nobody in wrestling could give you this moment but Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. and they gave you that moment, and then ultimately Roman says no, you get the Samoan spike. Man, brilliance. Your guys' thoughts?
Go ahead, White House. You can kick it this one.
I loved it. I mean, go back to the Wise Man and Roman selling Sikoa, stepping over. But once he stepped over, I kind of had in my mind, I'm like, same thing they did to Sammy. But then the hug and his tears, they did a great job with it. You know, I'm kind of curious where they're going next. I have a feeling we're going to see Rikishi at some point. But no, it was good. It just Roman's just I love the belt, by the way.
Yeah, I thought the belt was
I love
good.
the belt.
Dude, Joe White, shout out Joe White, but dude,
Come
your
on, White.
hate on that belt, come on, bro.
That belt's awesome. I loved it.
I thought it was great.
I am not surprised
I mean,
that wannabe Cornette.
So you
didn't
took
like the belt.
you took the guy who's carrying the two, WWE belt, WWE champion, Universal champion and then they took a greater version of that belt and gave it to him. I don't see the problem with it.
They went back to one. I'm glad it's one.
Yes,
and I'm glad
I
it's
agree.
that one.
They should do that with the tag titles too, by the way.
Yep.
Yes, they should.
They're 2 for 2 on titles, man. I think the world title looks good.
Yeah.
I like it.
You're right.
I like it. I like the lines.
I'll be honest. I like the Rollins belt better than the Reigns belt.
I love the Rollins belt. I love
Yeah.
The Rollins belt's my favorite one right now in WWE. I love that one. I love it. Yeah. Reminds me of Big Gold,
Yep. 100%.
I like it. But no, I'm digging this promo. I'm curious to see where they go with it.
You know what the problem is? We cannot get the Samoan Civil War we want right away.
No.
And you know what I mean? Like, that's my
Clearly
dilemma with
can't now,
I
but
love
now-
all of it, and I'm just like, I want Tamatanga, I want Tangaloa, I want Hikuleo, I want Hoffa Jr., I want Jacob Fatu,
And
I want them all.
Kid, and
Usos,
Kid coming.
I want all of them.
All
I
of
want all of them.
No,
I want a real Civil War.
goddamn G1.
I know, right?
So, boys, give me a minute because I got to get a little romantic here. Okay.
Okay, give
With wrestling. Okay, I'm gonna get romantic. So I always bring this up about being 6 or 7 years old and watching the genius of the Mega Power story, for 2 years, right? Just fucking incredible. And it always stuck with me and it always will. And then if you want to point to, Austin's rise and that whole thing and Bret Hart when the double turn, whatever, great. If you want to go more recent with Vampiro being the master of Pentagon Jr.
Lucha Underground.
And Lucha
My
Underground.
Jesus.
The Five Demandments. The
Oh,
Five
man.
Demandments.
So good. Okay. We are at the blood.
Honestly, is
Go ahead.
that podcast still available?
I'd have to do some digging. It might be out there.
You and Pat Crowley, you and King Firehawk breaking down Pentagon and Vampiro from
amazing.
Dude,
that match was fucking badass.
Dude,
It was.
There's not much from the
honestly,
Underground I remember, but I fucking remember that one.
That storyline
Holy
was
shit,
tremendous.
dude.
Hollywood,
God.
I want to say that your best show ever was with me, but just being fair, dude, you and fucking King Firehawk, that show. Oh,
Well,
we need to put that up as like an old school show. You got to.
I definitely have it on a hard drive somewhere.
All right.
I'll do that.
Find it. We
Maybe
need
this
to put
weekend
that up
I'll
as
throw
like
that
an
up.
old school show.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you this to the listener. Not only was Vampiro Pentagon Jr. that was season 1 of
Yes.
Ultima Lucha Part 2
Part
from
2
season
episode
1.
2. Yep.
Yep. The most brilliant
unbelievable.
storytelling in pro wrestling this side of the bloodline.
Okay, so
And-
this is perfect segue, boy.
All right.
Man,
go
listen.
ahead.
Okay, so I was listening to. I ran out of Cornette podcast. I ran out of Bischoff. So last week I turned on Corey Graves' podcast. Never heard.
Really?
Oh, Jesus.
Never heard it. And it's not that bad. Him and Kevin Patrick are on there. And it's not that bad. They had some interviews with different people, different wrestlers. It's not that bad. And there was an interview with Sami Zayn after the Saudi show. So I listened to that. And they go pretty deep on the Bloodline story. And as they're talking,
With Sami Zayn?
with Sami Zayn, yes.
Okay.
And as they're talking, Sammy, by the way, is one intelligent motherfucker. Like, he is really intelligent, okay?
I'm honestly not that surprised. I mean, the
Not
guy
either.
speaks like multiple languages.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's the real
Yeah.
deal, that guy.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
But when they're breaking down, like when Sammy's telling you certain things about how they wanted to do more Breaking Bad than a professional wrestling angle, I started thinking to myself, besides the Lucha Underground storyline, which was actual TV, right? That was a TV show.
Yeah. It almost wasn't even a wrestling show.
Right,
It was
yeah.
like a TV show that had wrestling.
Exactly. But if you compare that to the booking of Austin and the booking of, now, of course, they were doing it weekly, but the one that I love, the Macho Man and Hogan, they weren't really doing that weekly because there was no Raw at that point,
Right.
Mhm.
but they carried it through and it was like awesome.
The mega powers explode.
Yeah.
But
dude, this Bloodline thing, and it hit me while Sami Zayn was talking to Corey Graves about it. This might be the greatest thing, storyline wise, in wrestling that we've ever seen.
yeah, you might. You know what? You might be right.
Because you could kick it back to WrestleMania 1. You're talking 40 years of storytelling in wrestling. The NWO, whatever you want to, whatever your flavor is, a flavor of ice cream, like White House, you always say.
Yeah.
that lead up where you had Hall come out and
Yep.
then led up to then 2 weeks later Nash came out. Yeah,
Yep.
that's
It was
one
pretty
of-
fucking good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
But man, this Bloodline thing,
Yeah.
we are, and it's still got, just
You-
when
you
you
wanna-
think it's over,
Right.
they leave you hanging on Friday night on SmackDown. What's Jay going to do? Like, that's the last thing Cole said as they're going off the air. What is Jey Uso going to do?
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant, man. It's
Well,
fucking brilliant.
here's the other side of it too, which I think is comparable to when the NWO storyline happened. That wasn't like the hottest era of pro wrestling came post NWO formulating. Like my point being is, like, it wasn't like wrestling super hot, we're doing NWO
Mhm.
and it made it more hot. NWO
Oh, yeah.
/ Monday Night Wars is what made wrestling hot again.
Right.
What's making wrestling hot right now, or what's keeping you involved and on that level, is the Bloodline storyline.
Right.
So I think that's comparable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
but I mean, Edwards, your romance you're talking here.
Yeah.
You're leaving some serious shit out. You're leaving out what they that fucking storyline in ECW. Who was it? They put on a cross, the upside down cross.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was some serious shit going on in ECW at this time too.
Yeah, that's true.
What was it the franchise and Sandman with Francine?
Mm-hmm.
You had Taz was involved in something with I can't remember. Too fucking long
Maybe
ago.
Sabu.
Yes, yeah, Taz and Sabu. But the cross one was the one that got Heyman in trouble. Yeah, it was. I think it was Sandman and Shane Douglas.
Yeah,
I think.
that sounds familiar. It could be right. It could be right. Yeah, but there's a lot. I mean, Aces and
Dude.
Eights. We love that
Aces and
storyline.
Eights.
That was a great story.
That was a good
Yep.
story, man. That was a
I
really
hate
good.
that. Listen,
It
with
got stupid
Pat
towards
on
yeah.
640.
That
No,
stuff
but
was
one of
pathetic.
my fantasy rebook ideas with Pat with King Firehawk, on 1640 PWPR when we were doing our fantasy rebooks was AJ. I don't think they went far enough with AJ.
Nope.
In that
lone wolf.
Because they had to leave.
Right,
Yeah.
when he did the lone wolf thing, and then they thought, he sold it as he was going to join Aces and Eights, and then he didn't, and then he flipped the hood. Like, he came out to the lone
Hair was
wolf
grown a little bit.
music, and then he flipped the hood, then he went to the old AJ music.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, the whole follow-up behind that was weak. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yep.
Which could have been better.
Yep.
But I will
thought
say, I gotta go back to this, bro.
Okay.
If Hollywood could find it,
Yes.
we need to listen to you and Firehawk with Vampiro and Pentagon, dude. No, come on, that shit was fucking awesome.
It was.
And I'll tell you,
I know I have it. I just got to locate it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Lucha Underground storyline's there for anybody to watch, but I would say watch it while listening to that whole thing. Man, that was such a good show, and that was such a good storyline.
Yep. Well, Bloodline, guys. I mean, yeah. So everything that we just mentioned. I mean, if you're having a Mount Rushmore discussion of storylines in pro wrestling history, I think Bloodline is on it.
Oh yeah, it is 100%.
And it's current. I can't get it out of my head that WWE is doing this in fucking 2023.
Well, I think that's the argument for it and the argument against that at the same time. Like, the argument for it is like, I can't believe they're doing it now when everything in wrestling is supposed to suck, right?
Yeah.
But I also think it's the argument against it where you're like, it's in the moment, so you're overdoing it. But I don't think we are.
I don't think it is.
No, because here's the thing. How many times we were like, yeah, that's it. Like, they didn't put Cody over at WrestleMania. They didn't do this. And then, okay, they kind of got it back. You know what I mean? And now it's like, oh, my God, Bloodline story. Samoan Civil War. And, dude, we were on it. You and I with the fucking, White House would have been if he was here. I know you're the murmur and the whole thing. No, but we literally laid the groundwork for the Samoan Civil War.
For the dynasty, yeah.
And, dude, I'm at the gym, and my boys are like, dude, that's great, but I don't think it's going to happen. And then you see this shit start happening, and now everybody's like, dude, who do you think they're going to bring in? You know what I mean? It's like, guys, don't let this go. Please.
Mm-hmm.
Uno.
Anybody
Anybody from the fucking performance center, please get in Vince's ear. Don't let this go.
Yep.
You had the Samoan. It is teed up for you.
Yep.
Everybody wants it. Everybody wants to watch it. Everybody wants to see it. Everybody wants to do it. Do it. Do it. Please do it. Please.
They're gonna do
please,
it.
Please,
They're gonna
please
do it.
Do it. Even if you start it in the fall, please do it.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, if you want to get Tama Tonga and his brothers involved, it's probably not going to be until after Wrestle Kingdom. That's probably when their contract's up.
Yeah, we have no idea. I mean, we have no idea. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I know. Yeah, I know. Right. We have no idea, but they're in the G1. But if they flame out in the G1, it could be. We don't know. I don't want to speculate because we don't know.
Yeah, true.
Usually their contracts end after Wrestle Kingdom.
Will you stop being a fucking Debbie Downer for 5 fucking seconds? All night tonight, you're fucking Debbie Downer. The guy gets rid of the murmur and he becomes fucking, I don't even know what.
I'm not being Debbie Downer. I'm just throwing out.
Dude, you're like, everything I say, it's like you're taking like a bucket of fucking ice water and dumping it on there. Hey, yeah, well, I guess, yeah, but the G1's over, but their contracts aren't up to Wrestle Kingdom.
This is what happens when you
until February.
When you start with Fauci. This is what happens to White House. Bad mood for the rest of the night.
Oh my Jesus!
White House final.
Oh man, this was fun. Final thoughts. If you didn't watch Dominion, please do so. It was really good. You get a glimpse of the future. I know there's a lot of people shitting on Bullet Club right now. Just let it play out, man. Let it play out with the young kids they got. I love what David Finley's doing. He's recreating something new. Let it play out before you shit on it. Those are my final thoughts.
Okay.
Hollywood, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Let's see. Bloodline tonight. It's 12:02. We got Bloodline tonight.
Yeah.
So that's my final thought for the weekend. Fucking Bloodline. We're gonna get Jay's answer, and then we might see. Who knows? Who knows what we're gonna see? Let's go.
Rikishi tonight.
Maybe Civil War time. It's happening.
All right, so my final thoughts are clearly White House is healed from the murmur. So I don't want to hear shit. I want the fucking Bloodline before the end of Wrestle Kingdom. I don't want to hear crap about it. I gotta wait till February. I'm just kidding. Love you guys. Fun show. Always good to do it. And keep watching the wrestling. Hey, we got an Impact show coming up on the 10th. So check that out. Impact's always doing a good job for us. So don't forget about them. Even though we didn't get to it tonight, I just wanted to throw it out there. It's worth the money. We'll call it that.
Yes.
So, for White House, for Hollywood, I'm Daddy Cool AC. Good night, everybody.
Nighty-night.
COVID, mask. Murmur, mask. Wildfire, fire, mask.
He's like MJF's manager. He doesn't go away.
Oh, could you imagine that shit?
Oh, could you imagine? Oh my God! You want to talk about no ratings?
Uno. Never mind.
Hey, MJF, I just want to throw this out there. MJF, I'm talking to you specifically. Your downfall started when you stole the pebble from me. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yes, 100%.
Good night, everybody.